Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Please remember to like and subscribe. New zip code, new city. The Busbys' true motivation for moving to a new residence. If you haven't heard already, outdoor celebrities Danielle and Adam Busby are selling their home and relocating to a different area. But if you don't listen to their podcast, you might not understand why. The 8-member family, Danielle, Adam, and their 6 daughters, is not only moving out of the house they've occupied for 19 years, but they've also closed Danielle's store, Grayson B. Many people have speculated as to why they are making such drastic changes, such as selling their house and shutting down the store. However, the true motives for clearing the air were just made public by the Busbys. What they said was as follows. The Busbys have formally moved to a new neighborhood and bid farewell to their long-standing residence. It's still in Texas, too. On July 20, 2025, the family slept overnight in their Lake City residence. However, what caused the Busbys to move? Adam and Danielle claim that there are 2 main justifications for the relocation. First, they have a healthy amount of equity in their present residence. Second, they believe that God has called them to this new field. God is calling us to this other place, and we sense that He is taking us away from here. Adam clarified on their More Than Reality podcast's June 19, 2025, episode. It is a more intimate and smaller community. God wants us to raise our kids there and lead more purposeful lives. The pair acknowledged that the information left there. Girls are a little perplexed, particularly when they have to start over in a new neighborhood with new friends and schools. However, Danielle stated that they had faith in the choice. According to her, we must act in the family's best interests, and she even urged other parents to stand by their convictions, if necessary. We've gained a lot of equity that allows us the opportunity to move into an area we want to move into, Adam said in reference to the equity component. The Busbys are currently renting a house in the neighborhood where they felt called until they find one best suited to their needs, but the seller backed out at the last minute. The sale will also help them pay off any outstanding debt and purchase a home in their new ideal location. For privacy reasons, the Busbys haven't revealed their specific relocation, but they were able to take items from one house to the. It seems to be close to their now-defunct home in Lake City, Texas, according to the Next Daily. So, Grayson B. Why did the Busbys close their store? Due to persistent building problems that their landlord never fully fixed and that frequently interfered with Danielle's ability to stage events that generated significant revenue, the Busbys made the decision to close Grayson B. The pair revealed on their podcast that they had been dealing with building-related concerns for over 3 years, and that these issues led to numerous other challenges. Adu revealed that recurring sewer odors and other sporadic issues forced Danielle to postpone a number of monthly events that were significant sources of income for the store. We would have all these issues with leaks for all these years, he added, adding that only temporary fixes were used. They eventually ran out of patience. After their landlord gave them little to no response, the couple even hired an attorney. The lawyer suggested that they end the lease and vacate. Additionally, while notices were displayed on the door with the statement that they had fallen behind on their payments, but Adam clarified that this was untrue. Therefore, the Busbys were not removed from their shop in order to clear the air. The landlord failed to fulfill their half of the bargain, therefore they decided to vacate. Adam asserted with confidence that fishing is meant to be calming. It's no screens, fresh air, and patience. It's ideal for females. You could practically hear Danielle rolling her eyes. Theoretically, she mumbled. Actually, we have 5 girls with no patience, an inability to sit still, and the belief that fish are only wet pets. At first, Parker, Hazel, Ava, Olivia, Riley, and the quaint were ecstatic. Their imaginations were sparked by the prospect of using their own rods to catch anything. However, it quickly became difficult, as is often the case with the bus. A few days ago, we worked on casting in the backyard. Adam acknowledged that it became a twisted mess of fishing line, with Riley attempting to lasso Olivia and one dog covered in rubber worms. We were cautiously optimistic as a result. The always responsible big sister Blake shrugged in response. At this time, I essentially act as the assistant mother. Near their hometown, the family reached a peaceful fishing pier situated off a private lake. The equipment was prepared, the water was calm, and the cooler was filled with apple slices, juice cartons, and a startling amount of wet wipes. Then, suddenly, the calm was broken. At a dragonfly, Hazel let out a scream. Olivia declared her rod to be too pliable. Riley was yelling, "I'm going," as he ran toward the dock's edge. With her trademark mom ninja reflexes, Danielle rushed into action to capture a shark. Adam, meantime, was already elbowed deep in bait. "No running near the water," he repeated to the girls. "It's just rubber worms," 5 times. Riley looked closely at one and said, "They're not real, and they won't bite you." Hazel, the crew's most sensitive member, looked appalled and said, "It looks like a hot dog." "I'm not going to touch that." For a 6-year-old, fishing is an endurance test. 4. It's a war of attrition for parents with 6 girls. When the first casts were tried, they were knotted right away. Parker threw her line into a bush by mistake. The back of Ava's own shirt was hooked. Olivia's bobber gave her a weird look, and she shouted. Riley as well. An unwary fisherman was startled when she cast her line so far that it fell in a nearby canoe. Adam hurried up to apologize and murmured, "Riley's got an arm," trying not to laugh. Danielle gave Hazel a fruit pouch and a tiny folding chair. Parker sat next to him quietly. To her, closely observing the sea. Hazel groaned and said, "I don't think the fish want to come out today." "You must exercise patience," Parker said gravely. "Daddy said as much." However, when your patience is limited to 5 seconds, it becomes difficult. 10 minutes later, Olivia got to her feet. "I'm bored." Riley gave a nod. "Can we go swimming?" "No." Adam and Danielle shouted together. Something magical happened just as people's spirits started to decline. Blake gave a little squeal. "I have one." I truly had one. She pulled in a little sunfish cautiously, and everyone rushed to her side. To the Busby girls, it might as well have been a shark, despite being around the size of a Pop-Tart. "Look at its eyes," Ava cried. Hazel took a terrified step back. Olivia attempted to give it a name. "We will refer to thing as Sparky." Riley wanted to keep it right away. "Can we take it inside and give it a space?" Danielle intervened immediately. "We're going to overlook that. Remember, catch and release?" Adam carefully unhooked the fish and gave it back to the quint, who stared in wonder. "To the lake." Parker said, "Goodbye, Sparky," in a whisper. The family stood silently, watching the river for a few period. The silence was then broken by Olivia. "I'm hungry." The buses tried fishing once more after taking a picnic blanket lunch break. Hazel was the one who took the initiative this time. For over 10 complete minutes, she sat calmly and observed her bobber. Then she pulled in a small fish with a soft pull. Her pride lit up her cheeks. "I did it," she said. "I got a real fish." Although the perch was just a little longer than a ruler, the enthusiasm was tremendous. The others applauded. Riley even gave a fist bump. Adam said, "That's 2 fish for Team Busby," with a smile. Danielle, "Hazel's officially a fisher girl," she said. Hazel exuded peaceful assurance. Adam subsequently referred to this as his favorite part of the day, saying, "She's come a long way from scared of the bait to proud fish catcher. I want to do this again sometime." As she watched them grow in real time, Danielle knelt down to console her, saying, "It's what parenting is all about." No Busby adventure would be complete without a meltdown, and Olivia's was the one this time. After hours of unsuccessful casts and no catches, she finally got a bite, and the excitement overcame her. She screamed, jumped, and let go of the rod, causing the pole to fly into the water. "I lost my fishing rod," she sobbed. "It was the only one I loved." "Daddy is going to try to get it." Adam. He was already taking off his shoes when he sprang waist deep to get the sinking rod. The rod was saved after 10 minutes, one drenched dad, and many laughter. Olivia cried as she beamed. "Daddy, you are my hero." Adam grinned, thrilled despite being soaked. "That's my purpose here." The buses decided to call it a day as the sun started to set. They wept 6 times, tangled 9 lines, lost 1 rod, caught 3 fish, and consumed 26 snacks. However, it was worthwhile. Danielle stated that every vacation does not have to be flawless. Occasionally, the The most important memories are the messiest ones. Blake assisted with cleanup. Sitting calmly on a bench, Hazel and Parker observed the ducks. Olivia skipped rocks with Ava. Riley made an unsuccessful attempt to capture a frog. It wasn't quiet. It was quite busy, yet it wasn't quiet. Adam and Danielle thought back on the event when they got home. Was there mayhem? Yes. Adam chuckled. Was it worthwhile? 100%. Danielle gave a nod. Our girls will remember these days. It's not that everything went smoothly, but we accomplished it in unison. With two parents attempting to keep up with 6 strong-willed, funny, big-hearted girls. The fishing excursion may not have been a picture-perfect postcard day, but it perfectly encapsulated outdoor life. According to Adam, it's not about catching the most fish. It's all about creating memories. And we undoubtedly did. Next week's edition of Outdoor will have the Busbys taking on a new task. Back-to-school shopping with 6 girls who have diverse backpack preferences. You won't want to miss the disputes over who is the true owner of the color pink and sparkly zippers. The family had to deal with a new chapter as season 10 drew near. In addition to the fact that their kids were becoming pre-teens and teens, the nature of documenting their lives also had to change to meet their evolving requirements. The numerous restrictions the Busby family established both prior to and during the filming of season 10 are examined in this article, illustrating how their priorities changed over time to safeguard their kids' welfare, encourage cooperation, and preserve a positive family dynamic in the face of reality TV's demands. Danielle Busby requested that no child ever be coerced into being videotaped, which was one of the most basic requirements. Season 10 shows older kids with their own personalities, boundaries, and tastes. In contrast to the earlier seasons when the girls were infants or toddlers, Danielle has made it clear that the kids can refuse to be filmed at any moment. This, according to principal, Blake's or any of the quintuplets' desires are honored if they are uncomfortable or just do not want to appear on camera. Schedules for filming change appropriately. By participating voluntarily, the kids are able to preserve their privacy and avoid the tension and animosity that may result from being made to wear cameras. In interviews, Danielle made comments. If the kids want to film and get engaged today, or if Blake isn't feeling up to par, we try to let them be kids. It's okay. To keep our kids healthy, we need to film around that. The Busbys' realization that their children's awareness of the effects of filmmaking increased with age made this idea even more important. With millions of people watching their family life, the Busby has always had to strike a balance when it comes to privacy. However, since the quintuplets are almost 10 years old, the family has been more conscious of preserving the children's autonomy and privacy. The elderly girls now prioritize privacy concerns because they are more conscious of their identities, social lives, and academic work. Although the family was open to cameras, Danielle and Adam made it clear that the children's preferences over what was displayed would be respected. Certain subjects or situations may cause the females to feel uneasy, and those are either left out or altered. For instance, the family has grown more circumspect when it comes to recording school functions or instances where the girls wish to keep things confidential from the public view. In contrast to the early seasons, when the emphasis was on the novelty of multiples and daily baby care, this deliberate respect for privacy marks a huge shift. The family's hectic real-life routines constituted yet another crucial requirement. By season 10, each of the 6 girls had their own social calendars and obligations, and they were all extensively interested in extracurricular activities such as dance, music, athletics, and school. Adam Busby explained the difficulty. Filming season 10 was quite challenging. She was doing something almost every evening because Blake formed several school sports teams, and all the girls were quite active in extracurricular activities. As a result, it was quite challenging. When will we shoot? The family and film team had to be extremely adaptable and flexible because of this. Weekends or little windows of time when the kids were available were frequently used for filming. The team respected the girls' educational needs and other obligations by prioritizing not interfering with homework or other obligations. Interests. The Busbys made sure that filming didn't interfere with the family's routine or put undue strain on the daughters by accommodating their real-life schedules. As executive producers on Outdoor, Danielle and Adam have a great deal of creative control over the narrative of their family's history. Another requirement they established before to season 10 filming was this control. They may decide which sequences are included in the final cut and how delicate situations are handled by having a voice in the editing room. Are depicted. The family is able to avoid sensationalism and preserve authenticity and respect in the portrayal of their lives because to this authority. Adam underlined that having the ability to say no to anything that doesn't feel right provides us peace of mind as executive producers. Because of their involvement in the creation, the Busbys are active storytellers rather than passive actors, influencing their public perception and safeguarding the emotional health of their kids. Season 10 examined difficult but genuine family situations, such as the quintuplets' third-grade reading difficulties and the discovery that their orthodontic treatment could cost up to $35,000. Danielle acknowledged getting upset when assisting the kids with their reading, highlighting the stress of juggling the obligations of raising 6 daughters with the need for individualized attention. Instead of ignoring these difficulties, the family decided to openly yet tactfully discuss them. Their requirement was to address these subjects without taking advantage of their tries to achieve a dramatic effect. In addition to displaying patient understanding and proactive treatment, they aim to depict the realities of raising multiples. For instance, the orthodontic plotline gave viewers a close-up look at the reality that many families deal with because it was not sensationalized but rather shown as a genuine family financial dilemma. Danielle and Adam spoke with each child, particularly Blake, who is approaching puberty, before season 10 filming resumed to find out how they felt about the cameras and what they desired from the process of filming. Before filming started, this open discussion was a crucial requirement that made sure every daughter's voice was heard and valued. The family agreed to respect the child's wishes if they indicated discomfort or requested that particular scenes not be taped. Consent was a continuous dialogue that was reviewed frequently to accommodate each child's changing boundaries and feelings rather than a one-time checkmark. The OutDaughtered film team has been compared by the Busbys to family, considering the crew's extensive time spent with the girls. Some crew members are said to be treated as aunts and uncles by the kids. The family upheld an informal but crucial stipulation. Filming felt more natural and less intrusive in this household setting. It was expected of the crew to respect the girls' limits and emotions, and to refrain from pressing for filming when a youngster felt uneasy. This reciprocal trust made it easier to establish a caring atmosphere on set where the comfort of the kids came first. Safeguarding the children's privacy outside of the show was another strict requirement from the Busbys. Adam, for instance, made it clear that they would never reveal their kids' location, especially when they were traveling, in order to ensure their safety. This strategy also applied to the family's social media presence, where specific information is deliberately kept private to protect the kids from needless danger or unwelcome attention. Their dedication to security demonstrates how seriously they take the obligations of parenting in a public setting. According to Danielle and Adam, OutDaughtered is more than just a reality TV program. It's a family archive that preserves memories for their kids to look back on in the future. They take care, nonetheless, to make sure that the children's autonomy or dignity are not compromised during filming. The bus emphasizes that the kids are real people with rights to privacy and respect, not just props. This legacy-focused strategy affects a lot of their requirements, emphasizing the creation of a loving, truthful, and constructive chronicle of family life. The Busbys frequently attribute their parenting and filmmaking choices to their Christian religion. They are able to prioritize what really matters and keep perspective thanks to their faith. They think that sharing their family's experience with the world should be done with humility, honesty, and care because it is a journey, with ups and downs. Many of their requirements are shaped by this spiritual basis, which cultivates an attitude of respect, tolerance, and grace. The Busby family enters a new stage in season 10 of OutDaughtered. The girls' first steps and first words are no longer recorded as babies or toddlers. Rather, the program now chronicles pre-teens developing their own identities, overcoming obstacles in the real world, and speaking up for themselves. A mature approach to reality TV is demonstrated by the conditions Danielle and Adam set before and throughout season 10 filming, which prioritize permission, privacy, respect, and emotional well-being above the hype. The Busbys have set an example for how families can manage the opportunities and difficulties of public life by limiting engagement, maintaining narrative control, protecting privacy, and putting the needs and schedules of the kids first. As their daughters mature, the family's priorities continue to be providing a secure, caring space where their story may be recounted in a way that respects both their uniqueness and their shared experience. Although it may appear far, Adam is already thinking about the Busby daughters' weddings. Having 6 daughters, particularly 5 who were born as quintuplets, implies there will be many large celebrations in the future. Adam understands that weddings may be extremely expensive. To make sure he would be able to give his girls the special days they deserve when the time comes, he has revealed tidbits of his financial planning throughout the years. Adam has been open in interviews about how difficult it may be to save for 6 weddings. Overwhelming. He freely acknowledges that when he considers the costs, his blood pressure goes up. This worry doesn't stop him though. Rather, it encourages him to enjoy the present with his girls while making wise plans for the future. The actual expense of marriage. These days, weddings are lavish events that can put a financial strain on even wealthy families. In the United States, the average cost of a wedding can range from $20,000 to $35,000. And this number may increase dramatically based on preferences, location, and number of guests. The idea of increasing these expenses becomes intimidating for a family with 6 girls. Weddings involve many other things than the location and cuisine, such as clothing, tuxedos, decor, entertainment, and photography. Adam is well aware that each daughter's ideal wedding will be different, and that these occasions will not only be once in a lifetime for his daughters, but also require a financial and emotional commitment from the whole family. Between the demands of family and reality TV, there are benefits and drawbacks to Adam and Danielle Busby's existence on reality TV. They benefit monetarily from OutDaughtered's visibility, but it also increases scrutiny and time obligations. It's not simple to manage 6 young girls while filming, juggling their different personalities, extracurricular activities, and school. Adam tries to keep the family grounded and focused on what really counts in the thick of everything. The Busbys' close-knit family ties are among their most remarkable traits. In spite of their notoriety, above everything else, they put their daughters' welfare first. One aspect of that long-term planning is saving for weddings, demonstrating Adam's commitment to his daughter's future and his ability to think beyond the here and now. Daily costs add very quickly. The costs of raising 6 kids every day soon mount up, even though weddings are expensive. In interviews, Danielle Busby has candidly discussed the day-to-day difficulties of raising a large family. Even seemingly simple things, like school lunches, may turn into costly. A $2 lunch for each child, for instance, soon adds up to $12 per day for the entire family, not including other necessities like clothing, school materials, and medical care, that comes to around $60 per week just for lunch. As the girls get older, the financial needs rise. The budget is increased by birthday celebrations, school events, and family vacations. In order to provide for their daughters' immediate and long-term needs and get them ready for their own travels, the Busbys must be financially astute. Another crucial. Teaching his daughters independence and financial responsibility is a component of Adam's strategy. In addition to planning weddings that will be remembered, he wants to teach his daughters the importance of diligence and prudent money management. As the girls get older, the Busbys support them in pursuing their interests and setting personal objectives. In addition to being a happy occasion, weddings are a part of a larger life journey that encompasses personal development, employment, and education. Danielle and Adam back there. Girls and developing into strong, self-reliant women who can face life's obstacles head-on. The particular difficulties of having a big family. It is difficult enough to raise 1 child, but raising 6 adds its own set of challenges. The Busbys have talked candidly about the stress and difficulties of raising a large family, including managing schedules and attending to the needs of each child. Their tale is one of perseverance and cooperation. In order to prevent any child from feeling neglected, Adam and Danielle divide up the parenting responsibilities. This method guarantees so each girl will have a unique and significant experience at weddings and other life events. How reality TV can be both beneficial and detrimental. Although being OutDaughtered gives the Busbys publicity and money, it also makes their family life public. It can be frustrating to feel the pressure to portray the ideal family. Adam has said that when cameras are around, even easy tasks can become challenging. Nevertheless, the popularity of the play has enabled them to save money and make future plans. Costs, such as weddings, The show's chances and visibility have been a boon, helping to defray the expenses of raising a big family. Encouragement and support from fans. A devoted following has followed the Busby family's journey since the quintuplets were born. Admirers respect Adam's loyalty and the family's candid sharing of their pleasures and hardships. Numerous admirers have voiced their enthusiasm for upcoming nuptials and their support for Adam's attempts to conserve money. This relationship between the family and the audience gives Adam even more incentive to make sure his daughter has a successful future. The money isn't the only consideration. Adam has a strong emotional drive to save money for weddings. A child's life undergoes major changes during weddings, which represent development, love, and fresh starts. Being able to help at such a significant event makes a father feel proud and happy. A sensitive side emerges in Adam's reflections, demonstrating how much he loves his girls and wants to use these special days to celebrate their uniqueness. Saving money is an act of love and prudence on his part. The Busby daughters' lives will take unforeseen turns as they get older. Adam's wedding savings plan is adaptable since he understands that every daughter will have a unique wedding day vision. Furthermore, the family is aware that weddings are just one aspect of a lifetime of festivities. Funds for college, graduation celebrations, and other significant occasions will also need budgeting. The Busbys tackled these difficulties with a dedication to maintaining family harmony and realistic hope. Financial preparation is only one aspect of Adam Busby's endeavor to save money for his daughter's weddings. It's a tale of hope, love, and responsibility. It emphasizes how difficult it is to raise a big family in the spotlight and how important it is to plan ahead for life's major events. Viewers have seen the Busbys' daily struggles and joys during OutDaughtered. However, behind Adam is putting forth a lot of effort to ensure his daughter's future. His commitment provides a motivational example of a father who is both wise and compassionate. Ultimately, the weddings will be celebrations of a father's steadfast devotion to his family as well as the daughter's love tales. The tale of Adam Busby serves as a reminder that even the most difficult obstacles may be overcome with grace and hope if preparation, love, and perseverance are present.